morning. I want to thank everyone that is here today, and hopefully everybody made it safely. I think winter is here now. I want to first get into, after our last press conference, we outlined why we had stopped the search on Green Lake, and that while we might have stopped the search on Green Lake, that didn't stop our search continuing to look for Ryan. At this time, I just want to express my my thanks. Yes, I'm up here by myself. The other ones had a lot going on, but I want to express my thanks to the Wisconsin Department of Criminal Investigations, the FBI, MOCIC, Homeland Security, the Brown County Sheriff's Office, and especially Bruce's Legacy and Charlie DeGroot, who is our dive expert that came in. There are a couple of questions that have been asked repeatedly through the last couple of weeks that I would like to address. The first, potential charges. There was a lot of concern, and the information that the Green Lake County has at this point leads us to an obstructing charge. What he did on the lake, staging his death. I cannot comment on the federal charges that may or may not be filed through our federal partners. The second one, and one of the big, most important one, was regarding the amount that Green Lake County will be seeking for restitution. It's in the area of $35,000 to $40,000. These costs do not include what Bruce's Legacy did, or our divers, Charlie DeGroot. We're looking at about $7,000 in equipment expenses, that along with the wages. The day of our last press conference, November 8th, we attempted with a number of data points that we were left on his computer. And what I'm saying is that day we hit the numbers that were given to us in trying to make contact with Ryan. Things like phone numbers, email address. We just did a blitz. And that day, the Brown County Sheriff's Office assisted us because of the circumstances that we had. And we were trying to get in contact with Ryan. Through that weekend, we continued to try our communications with a female that spoke Russian. And on November 11th, we got in contact with Ryan through her. That was a big turning point. And our biggest concern that we had was if he was safe and well. We asked him a number of questions that pertained to him and his family that he would only know. And then we asked him for a video of himself. And he furnished that, and I'm going to present that now to you folks. Sorry for the delay. Must be due to the snowstorm. We've been under a lot of pressure, you can see.
November 11th, it's approximately 10 a.m. by you guys. Good evening, it's Ryan Borgwardt. Today, November 11th, it's approximately 10 a.m. by you guys. Safe, secure, hope this works. Good evening, it's Ryan Borgwardt. Today, hello Rand. Today is November 11th. It's approximately 10 a.m. by you guys. I'm in my apartment. I am safe, secure, hope this
Okay. Well, that's the great news. The great news, we know that he's alive and well. The bad news is we do not know where Ryan exactly is. And he has not yet decided to return home. We have had nearly a daily communications with Ryan. My Chief Deputy, Chief Deputy Vandekolk, is our main person that communicates with him and has grown to have a pretty good relationship that he continues. There were a number of questions that we asked him and talked about, and we told him what we were going to be doing next. And one of them was to find out who helped him get off the lake. And he decided in one of his communications that he was going to tell us how he did that. He stashed an e-bike near the boat launch. He paddled his kayak in a child-sized floating boat out into the lake. He overturned the kayak and dumped his phone in the lake. He paddled the inflatable boat to shore and got on his e-bike and rode through the night to Madison. In Madison, he boarded a bus and went to Detroit and then the Canadian border. He continued on the bus to an airport and got on a plane. We are continuing to verify this information, trying to put the dots together, but we feel that this was Ryan's way that he could tell the entire country how he did it. In our communications, we are expressing the importance of his decision to return home, clean up the mess that he has created. Our primary a judicial concern has been that he safely gets back to U.S. soil. He needs to return home to his children. If he chooses not to return, it's on his own free will. And I think the message is very clear. We have been continuing to contact the family members regarding our communication with Ryan. No warrants have been issued yet. We believe that warrants will not be needed if Ryan cooperates and decides to turn and return home soon. I cannot speak on further on the comments that we have had with him in our communications, but only that we continue to search and help him in any way that we can to get him back. And right now, I will answer any questions that you may have.
Has he indicated that he might ever willingly return?
Our communications are continuing to go on about that matter.
Sheriff, could you speak to the balance that you and your investigators have to rely on in these conversations, knowing full well that if he were to return, he potentially could face state or federal criminal charges regarding this incident, while also still trying to get him to return home?
And we've talked about that. His biggest concern is how the community is going to react to him. And I can see that, okay? He staged his death, and unfortunately, one of the things that he did say was he didn't expect us to go more than 2 weeks in searching for him. Well, I hate to tell you, he picked the wrong sheriff in the wrong department. And one of the reasons why he picked Green Lake was because it was the deepest lake in Wisconsin. He did research, he did, and he thought his plan was gonna pan out, but it didn't go the way he had planned. And so now we're trying to give him a different plan as to come back home.
Is it still believed that he could be in Uzbekistan? I know you said the woman spoke Russian.
Correct. We do not know exactly where he's at. We know that it's someplace in Eastern Europe.
Can you tell us about the woman that he's with? Do you know anything about her?
At this time, I won't comment on that.
Have you talked to his family at all? I know you've communicated with him, but has he communicated with his wife or his children?
Yes, we have communicated with his entire family, not the children, because we feel that the mother is there with them, and it's important that they get the information from her.
But I'm saying, has he talked to his
No.
wife and children? He has not?
No, he is not.
Does he have any previous ties to Eastern Europe? You know?
Not that we know of.
Is the Russian-speaking woman that helped you find or make contact with him, is that the same woman that he was communicating with?
I'm not going to release that at this time.
I know you mentioned the obstructing charge. Are you going to be pursuing any other charges, like falsifying documents, anything like that?
Like I said, we have our federal partners working on that, and that's what they are doing, and I don't have any comment to give on them charges.
Speaking of federal partners, has the Green Lake Sheriff's Office gotten the State Department or other federal agencies that maybe handle things overseas in addition to the FBI involved?
They're the ones that go through that, but we have talked to the State Department.
Do you have any idea why he did this? What has he said about his reasoning for this?
He just had personal matters going on, and he felt this was the right thing to do, and how he was going to, I mean, you know, there was talk about the life insurance plan that he took out. It wasn't for him, it was for his family. And he was just gonna try to make things better in his mind that, this is the way it was gonna be. And it didn't happen.
And you believe he's with this Russian-speaking woman right now?
We do not know that.
Has he expressed any remorse for what he's put his family through the past several weeks, months?
Yeah, he talks about that. He also feels bad about the amount of hours that we have put in and the community. He says, you know, I got myself in a situation and I just got to try to get out of it.
Was he in a situation prior to this that led him to take out this insurance policy and decide to fake his own death?
No, the situation I'm talking about is when he faked his own death, okay? Because it wasn't in his plan to do that. So he's got to try to make that better with his family now.
But was this a financial situation that led him to lead to why we're here today?
I think it was a number of reasons.
Is there evidence of any crimes that he might have committed before he went missing?
No.
Uzbekistan doesn't have formal extradition with the U.S. How has that impacted the investigation?
We continue to do our investigation, and when we come across them obstacles, we just see where it takes us.
Sure, where do you go from here? I mean, you've made contact with him, you continue to connect with him. I mean, he's not willing to come home, so where do you go from here?
Well, we keep pulling at his heartstrings, okay? And that's what we continue. Hopefully he sees this video. I'm sure he sees the other one. But, you know, that's what it's all about. We're not going to give up. We want to continue because he needs to come home to his kids.
How long will you continue to try to convince Ryan to come home?
I really can't answer that with a specific time. We'll know it when it happens.
Sheriff, what might have been troubling him to cause him to take this extreme of a measure?
Not really sure.
What do you know about how he connected with this woman? Do you know, obviously on the internet, but through what method and how did they meet? Do you know anything about that?
Nope, other than it was through the internet.
Was there any type of fearing for his personal safety that lead him to leave?
What was that?
Did he fear at all for personal safety causing him to leave? Or
No.
try to fake his own death?
That flight out of Canada, where did it land?
That's still under investigation.
Prior to you contacting him, did he know that y'all figured out that he faked his death? So did he see media reports that would have alerted him that you were on his case?
I'm sure he did, because all the media that has contacted me, it's all over the world. I'm sure that,
So did he give you the impression he knew that you were on him already?
no, not really. It's through our communications that we had with him, and then he found out, he knew.
How long has he been in contact with this woman?
That I do not know exactly.
Your initial contact with this woman who speaks Russian, did she seem to be aware of the full circumstances of what was going on, that Ryan had faked his death, that his family was looking for him? Did she seem aware of all of that?
I do not know. You know, our main focus was trying to get a hold of him, and she did that.
Is anyone else under investigation for providing assistance?
No.
What's his demeanor in these communications? Is he scared, sad, anything to describe how he's been communicating?
It depends. And we base our response on the response that we get. I think that he's, you know, he gets emotional. He does. He's just trying to work out the right thing. And I tell you, my chief deputy is doing a great job in communicating with him.
Why is the sheriff's department continuing to press him to come home? I mean, I understand there may be obstruction charges here, but this is a domestic situation. If a guy apparently wanted to just leave his family, I mean, at what point do you need to step out and just say, this is between him and his family?
When that time comes, we'll make that decision. Right now, it's important for our department to continue communications with him and know that there's people out here that want him back. So I can't put a time on that. Our department is pretty special. It is.
Sheriff, do you feel like he is in any danger? I know he's communicating regularly with you, but that he's in danger where he is, or, you know?
No, no, we don't feel that. And that's one of the reasons why we wanted to get a video. And, you know, we asked him, and we want to make sure that he's safe and well.
Have
Is
you
there
been
an,
in
is there an,
contact with authorities in Eastern Europe at all? Any contact with authorities overseas?
We have our FBI agents working on whatever we can find.
is there an indication that he has any multi-language abilities that would allow him to survive or flourish in a country, especially like Uzbekistan, where English as a second language is not very prevalent?
You know, his plan might not have worked out the way he thought it was, but he's a smart guy. He is. And just the knowledge that we know, and by talking with him, he's somebody that could learn that, I think, pretty good. You know, so.
In the video, he seemed to say, I'm in my apartment or something to that extent. Do you believe that he's fully assimilated in this other country with a new home, potentially a job, that sort of thing, if he has an apartment?
I watched the same video that, you know, everybody else watched, and, you know, you can come to your own conclusions, but he's got an apartment. Other than that, we don't know how well he's established.
Is the video the only time you guys physically saw him when you continue to communicate with him? Is it over video chat, or is it just phone calls?
Can you repeat that one more time? I
The
missed it.
video, is that the only time you physically have seen him since you started communicating with him? Your regular communication with him, are they over video chat, or is it just all phone calls or other means?
That's the only video that we have, and it's all through email.
How is he funding all of this? He said he has an apartment. Where is he getting the money for his wife over there?
Not really sure. What I know of him is he's probably got a job someplace. He's a pretty handy man, he is.
In talking to his family, do you get a sense if they want him back or not?
Oh, yes, they do.
How is the family? I know you guys have been in constant contact with them, and their mother, his wife has been just absolutely amazing in all of this. So how have they been reacting to the news that you finally made contact with, you know, her husband and the kid's father?
You know, the contact we had, once they heard about what took place at our last press conference, they were shocked. But they continue to grow. They're very supportive, and they'll get through this. You know, I got one more thing to say, and then we're gonna call it. But Christmas is coming, and what better gift he could give his kids is to be there for Christmas with them. Thank you.